Today marks a landmark day between U.S. soccer and its extended national teams as world powerhouse U.S. women's deaf national team put their 37-0-1 record on the line for the first time on American soil. Until today, it was the greatest team you never heard of and maybe the greatest national team you'd ever seen before. And that all changes today.
That phrase is something that's been a part of the team from, I don't know, probably the team's inception. We have come so far and the country has not historically recognized us, hasn't recognized the deaf community, our team's efforts and winning. But to now have that awareness, to finally have that visibility on this larger stage is a result of, a lot of hard work. But that's the reason that was used in the past as well. It's also kind of a pun, right? We are the greatest team that the world has not heard of. Obviously not heard, like we're a deaf team. And we're still doing great.
I think it's been the honor of a lifetime. I learned so much from the leaders who came before me and have always been strongly motivated by their success. And there's always the thought that if we're not successful, we're not honoring them. And that's not just success on the field, it's also off the field. It's how we give back. It's how we portray our team and who we are as deaf individuals.
The fact that they won all those championships on their own dime and on their own resources you can tell that truly encapsulates their passion for the game.
Our first year with the team, we did the same practices because change for us was so hard to change a practice because we didn't have the communication down. And now we just get better and better. And the players actually, everyone talks now about meeting players where they are, and all of us, no one's getting everything they want, but all of us are getting a little bit of something that we need.
I hope that the U.S. soccer fans in general fall in love with our team the same way that we have as individuals. And I think we have a lot of fun playing. And I also think that we're good and we've been successful. And so she scores lots of goals.
My ultimate hype woman, okay?
Ani Kachadorian from distance, and Spreeman follows up. Here's Spreeman looking for 4. Emily Spreeman, 6th of the afternoon. Emily Spreeman! What's better than one hat trick? A double hat trick.
I think we're fun to watch, not only because we have fun together, but because we're good. And we do have athletic ability, and we do have tactical awareness and intelligence, and we know how to play the game, and we know how to score goals.
The differences between hearing soccer and deaf soccer, some are subtle, and I think some are really vast. I know as a coach, it's made me a better coach in both platforms. I've had to change my coaching style, so I'm in a position, and the assistant coach Joy and Megan, they're in positions where everyone can sort of see what's going on. If I were to just turn my head a few degrees, I've just eliminated the ability for a lot of other players. Some signs, some read lips and are verbal. We're literally, our signs are soccer specific. They might not work, they might not really be ASL, but when we talk about getting wide, we're like getting wide, or we're dropping back, where, and it kind of paints a picture.
When they're on the field, they can't yell at each other. I mean, they can, but they're not going to hear each other. So when they go on the field, they have to take all their devices off.
I think communication on the team during matches, hearing teams will typically have that chatter where they're constantly kind of talking and calling to each other. We have ours as well, it just looks different. We'll sign, we'll gesture, we'll use pointing. For example, if my mark is there, I can point and somebody will know that I have a mark. So I don't have to, verbalize it, I don't have to yell it across the pitch. I can just point and somebody knows that I have a mark.
The communication is what is probably the most interesting thing. There's very few people on the team that can communicate freely with everyone. And practices are probably the most difficult. And the game, players love, because the game really is meant for the players. That's why there's no timeouts. There's the flow of the game continues except for at halftime.
We are definitely not afraid to be ourselves. It's like a feeling. It's so hard to describe. It's a feeling of it's a different sense of home, honestly, where I don't get to see this in my everyday life.
This is a really cool opportunity for people to see the ability and not the disability.
Our biggest goal is to grow this game and to develop a youth team and to grow the grassroots. We are trying to make it accessible to the fact that you can still do things, you can still do amazing things and be a little different, and that's okay. And you're gonna have to cross some barriers, you're gonna have to overcome obstacles, but that's okay. We've had this history where you can do we've done it, and so can you kind of thing. We can do it the same way. It maybe takes a minute longer or just an extra resource here or there.
It's a huge honor, thanks to Volkswagen for partnering with US Soccer and putting this on. I just hope that this inspires the future generation of deaf girls and boys everywhere, and that they're able to see one of us and say, oh, I want to be the next Holly Hunter, I want to be the next Kate Ward. They can represent and wear this crest and play for the US Deaf Women's or Deaf National Team.
USA!